everyone, welcome to this video. A very happy Easter's to you all. And today we'll be baking Simnel Cupcakes, which is a very traditional Easter's recipe. So first up, we will be making our marzipan. Now you can buy marzipan at your local stores, but if you want to do it by your hand at your home, then the taste is going to be really awesome. So we're going to make our marzipan from scratch. So for making marzipan, you're going to need 350 grams of almond flour. Now make sure you're not using almond meal. Almond meal is ground almond with the skin, and almond flour is ground almond without the skin. So we need almond flour for this. And you need 300 grams of caster sugar and some water. So first we are gonna add the almond flour into a bowl. And you have to make sure that your almond flour is like really finely ground. And into the flour, we are gonna mix the sugar, and then we're gonna give it a slight mix with a spoon. We are gonna start kneading it by adding a little bit of water at intervals. So you start with little water so you're not over watering your dough. So I'm gonna add a bit of water in. And make sure your water is in room temperature to slightly warm, but not too warm or not too cold. Before I knead it, really put on some gloves. Our marzipan is now ready, so we are going to set it aside. So now we move into the second part of our Simnel cupcakes, where we make the actual batter for it. And so we are going to make a mixed fruit batter for this. So the measurements I'm going to give you is going to be for 12 cupcakes. So you're going to need 200 grams of butter, 1 1/4 cup of brown sugar. If you want more sweet, then you can take more, or if you want lesser, then you can take less. And you need 2 cups of flour. Now I'm using self-raising flour, so I don't need baking powder, but if you're using normal flour, then add 1 tablespoon of baking powder to it. And 200 grams of dried mixed fruits. So we have sultanas, raisins, lemon peels, orange peels, and some oil mixed in together. We need 3 large eggs, 20 ml of milk, some vanilla extract, and 1 tablespoon of cinnamon powder. So first we are gonna cream the butter and sugar in together. So I'm adding the butter into a mixing bowl. We are gonna add the sugar. Now you can cream the sugar in 2 parts if you're using a lot. So I am gonna add half of the sugar, and then I cream it in at medium-low speed. And then I'm adding the remaining sugar, and then we're gonna again cream that in at medium-low speed. Then you add the eggs. I'm adding all the 3 eggs together. Now we're going to add the flour in 2 portions. I've added half of the quantity of flour that we've taken. And for the first round, I'm going to use the electric whisk. So again, this one will be at medium-low speed. Now I'll add the remaining flour. I'm going to fold it in using a rubber spatula, or you can use wooden ones as well. And now we'll add the milk into it and fold it in. Now we are going to add our dry fruits in and give the batter a mix. Now the batter is almost ready. We are just going to add the essence and the cinnamon powder. So I'm adding 1 tablespoon of cinnamon powder and 1 tablespoon of vanilla essence. And then we again incorporate it into our batter. Our batter is now ready, and because this is a fruit cake batter, you won't get the folding curls, but this sort of consistency is good. So now we have our batter and the marzipan ready for the Simnel cakes. So we can now start lining the cupcake baking tray and filling it in. But before we do that, now will be a good time to preheat the oven. So you would want to preheat your oven for roughly 15 minutes at 180 degrees centigrade in flat mode. So in Simnel cake, you have a layer of the batter and then a thin layer of marzipan in between, and then another layer of the batter, and then you top it off with some more marzipan after the cupcakes have been baked. So we need to make small round discs from our marzipan. So I'll put on the gloves again and I'll take a bit of the marzipan and squish it into a small ball-like shape. Line any tray or your workstation with some baking paper so that you can flatten your marzipan discs on it. So I'm gonna place this here, and you could either use your hands or anything that has a flat surface and just press it. So because we're making 12 cupcakes, so we are going to need 12 such discs. So now we have our 12 marzipan discs ready. So we can start assembling the batter and the discs together in the cupcake baking tray. We are gonna grease it. So you can either use butter or oil. And since I have used butter in my recipe, I'm gonna go in with some butter. And you get these paper cupcake linings in store, so you're going to use that, and you're going to place one in each of the 12 slots in the tray. And then we are going to grease the inner lining as well. I'm going to add the batter. So the batter is going to be in 2 layers and the marzipan disc goes in between. So we are going to take 1 spoonful and add it to this one here. Once it's half full, we'll add a disc in, and then we again add another spoonful of the batter. And that is how we do the 11 remaining slots as well. Now that our cupcake baking tray is all filled up, it's time to put it for baking into the oven. So we are gonna bake at 180 degrees centigrade in a preheated oven, and roughly about 25 to 30 minutes. So keep checking on your cupcakes from 25 minutes mark, and it should be ready in 30 minutes. So let's pop it into the oven. And while the cupcakes are baking in the oven, we are going to make 12 more marzipan discs. In the same way, I'm going to take a little bit of the marzipan, squish it into a ball-like structure, and put these discs, because it's going to be on top of your cupcakes, you want it to be a little bigger than the ones we put in the middle of the batter. So you need to take a bit more marzipan each time you roll it in a ball. And then I'm gonna flatten it. So in the same way, we are gonna make 11 more. Now that the 12 discs are ready, we are going to quickly make 12 marzipan balls, which will go one on top of each cupcake. Right, now we have our baked cupcakes out of the oven, and usually we wait for cakes or cupcakes to cool down and then we take it out of the baking tray. But with a Simnel cake, because you want to put another layer of marzipan on top, if we add it while the cupcake is still hot, then it's going to incorporate well. So I'm going to take the cupcakes out of the baking tray. Now that the cupcakes are out of the baking tray, we are gonna line it with marzipan disc. And we are gonna place one ball on top of each of those as well, in the center. Also gonna use some coarsely crushed nuts on top of the marzipan discs. So these are our Simnel cupcakes ready. Do try this at home and leave your experience in the comments below. If you like this video, then hit the thumbs up button and share it with your friends so that they can make their own Simnel cupcakes at home and also make their own marzipan at home. And if you're new to our channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon next to it so that you're notified every time we come up with new videos. And until next time, take care. Happy Easters again. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.